terms of, people saying that
Bias.
ABS seems biased. I mean, I don't know. What do you actually have? How do you?
How do I deal?
Yeah, how do you deal with it now? How do you ensure, even if you're in a situation where, let's say theoretically, the owners or ABS-CBN are for a certain candidate, as a journalist, you've been there for a long time.
Yes.
How do you walk that line?
I'll shoot first. Gabby, one of the things when I first came in, right, was that news will be independent. And in fact, the joke within Hexacom is that I take that to really horrifically large degrees. No. Last night, Gabby gave a pep talk for our team, right? And he said, "This is the first time Marie has allowed me to talk to you in 5 years." He joked about it, but it's a no. How do we ensure that we're not biased? Because no one else but us is running the news group, number one. And every time someone says that, I keep thinking, and are we all idiots in here? Do you not, just because that's your perspective and that may be your role, doesn't mean it's our role. All of us have our reputations at stake. We are professional journalists, and, it may be difficult to believe that the Gabby Lopez and the Lopez families and whoever, I know who they're supporting, as does everyone else, but it doesn't mean that the news group is doing that. And I think the difficulty in this is that people can't distinguish between the owners, who are people and have their own things that they're going to do, and the news group, which is a professional organization. All I can do is respond every time and then let our track record speak. CMFR did a media monitoring report.
I read that. Yeah.
In that one, you can see we did early on, we did far more election coverage. I think at one point over 90%, 92% versus like a 70% of our nearest competitor. When you do that many election stories, you piss off many more people. Because the other thing I'm also realizing in the society is people will call you biased if they don't like what you're saying.
They only want to hear what they want to hear.
They want to hear their views reflected back to them. And that's not our job. I think that we are so loose with certain terms that people who throw that at us are so irresponsible. Just because we don't share your point of view doesn't mean we're biased. What we're doing is telling stories about all the points of view. And the fact that all the political parties have attacked us and called us biased, I think makes me feel good in its own weird way, because I'd be worried if one of them didn't. So I look at the facts. The CMFR has done 3 different studies, and in each one they actually pointed out we've done more election coverage and we've been fair. And they actually broke it down on a per-story basis. Pulse Asia did a credibility survey. In the credibility survey, every single one of the ones they've done, ABS-CBN is much higher, at 1 point, 10 points higher than GMA. What's interesting, though, is we are a reflection of our society. Because the campaigns were horrendously run, because it's a catfight.
Yeah.
The people who were telling the stories of the catfight are themselves getting hit. So what we've seen in these credibility surveys is that both Channel 7 and Channel 2's credibilities went down. So again, it is beauty is in the eye of the beholder, bias is in the eyes of the beholder. And I can tell you again, look at us objectively. Every single reporter who is out there is vetted by 2 other people on top of them and an EP before every program. If anything, that our team is so extremely sensitized now. At one point, people were feeling bruised, and I said, stop. It just means we're part. For me, because the only thing I can think of is the difference between CNN and ABS-CBN is we are part of this society. We will live and die with this society, and it's a rough and tumble world. If you can't take it, then, you're not living in this reality. So the only thing I can say is every time someone says that, I go back and I say, can you please look at the facts?
Exactly. I was going to say that.
Just look at the facts. And then I will take every story we have, when you put it in the context of everything else, every politician, every political party, we've shown their best side and their worst side. That's what we aim to do.